So myself, Abdul Basit. I'm Vice President of CareMax Foundation. So I hope like 90 participants have joined. Just I thought I'll get a feedback. Like, how was yesterday's session? Can I get some response in the chat room? Hello.
Actually, everyone is muted. Message.
Okay. Fine.
They can leave the message in our chat box.
Yeah, that's what chat box. We can utilize the chat box to the maximum. Okay, great. Amazing responses. So, like we know, like I need not stress much about why we are conducting such a workshop. On the background of such an pandemic ongoing, we all have realized like how important such a online classes as well as interactive presentations have been to our life. And the main reason why we thought of conducting such a workshop was that, like, when we got feedback from the students, one thing that we could realize was that, like, the thing that they miss the most while attending the online classes was that the lively feeling, the liveliness, and the curiosity, the enthusiasm that they get in the live classes, classroom sessions. So that's where we need to upgrade. Like, it's a hard time for students as well as a different time for teachers, because a teacher who takes an excellent class, we know everyone takes an excellent classes in classroom, but the scenario would be different when it comes to online classes. That's why we need to upgrade our skill sets regarding how to make the session more interactive. For example, one issue with the online classes is that we have to take the classes most of the time in PowerPoint presentations. And the situation is in such a way that the PowerPoint presentations will be bland most of the times, or else it will turn out to be just a blatant reading of PowerPoint presentation. That's why we need to do something more. We need to put some more effort, like where we need to improve our PowerPoint presentation, or where we need to make the sessions more interactive with other platforms. Like you can conduct a quiz using Kahoot, or there are things like Miro, WooClap. You can give assignments using Google Classroom, or like Ramya ma'am has explained us yesterday, another platform. Today, ma'am will be introducing you another platform. Like all these platforms, that's where the role comes into play. And another thing that I would just like to touch upon is like getting feedback from students, especially in online classrooms. Online classrooms, and even this scenario is applicable for offline classes as well. Like getting real-time scenario, how the students are perceiving your things, thoughts. For example, I'll just give an scenario in real classroom session, whereas teacher is not getting a feedback and just going on taking class. And the teacher, like we know that while taking a class, the intonation, the tone, speed, everything comes into play. And if we are going a bit fast, or especially when we are taking class in PowerPoint presentation, because when we are doing an in our traditional chalk and talk method, the thing is that we have to write something in the board. So that way, the pace of the student and the teacher will be in concordance. But the issue with this PowerPoint presentations are that we are just at a press of a button, we are going into some different topic. It's an advantage. It has both. It's a double-edged sword. But the thing is that we need to get feedback, like how we can improve, whether our fast, like the pace of the class is adequate or not, or the things like whether the student is really comprehending whatever we are telling. All those things need to be taken in care. And I know, like yesterday's session was wonderful. Thanks to Miss Ramya ma'am. She is an ICT resource person as well as an awardee from Hyderabad. And today also, like I'm quite sure, like you will be having a wonderful experience attending today's session. I hope you will be able to put all this knowledge, bits of knowledges that you gain in this workshop into use while taking classes tomorrow. So I don't want to take much of the time. And without much time, ma'am, I'm handing over the platform to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again for the session today. Shall we start the session, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss about another interactive presentation platform, which is called as Mentimeter. For those teachers who felt yesterday's Nearpod session was very exhaustive, lots were there to take in. This platform will be very simple, very, very easy to use. And the teachers who are comfortable with PowerPoint, it will be very easy for you actually for the transition, because the interface looks exactly like PowerPoint. So the teachers have to go to mentimeter.com. Again, for students, it will be different. So once you go to mentimeter.com, this is the screen you will get. So for the first time user have to sign up. So just click on sign up. You can sign up either with your Facebook account or your existing Gmail account. So the process is the same what I showed yesterday. Or if you want to create your own account, then you can create your own account here. So let me go back. Now I'm going to log in. Already I have signed up. So for the first time you have to sign up and then just click login after that. And I'm going to log in with my Google account. So just click login with Google. So I'm entering my email ID. And then enter your Gmail password. So once you enter your Gmail ID and password, you will be taken into the Mentimeter platform. And if you notice that it will be logged in a few seconds. Yeah, 1 second, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, some problem.
अपने फैन ऑफ कर लिया अपने मैं ऑफ कर लिया रूमல
Good news, if you want to come see some more like 02 Seconds live, come to the DP Center.
Ma'am, is everything okay, ma'am?
Ramya madam,
Ma'am?
madam you are in mute. Ramya madam.
Yeah, now I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I will repeat, sir. I will repeat. As you saw that you can log in with your existing Gmail ID, and once you enter, you can click create a new presentation, and then it will ask you to enter the name of the presentation where I gave online class 2020. And once I create the presentation, this is how my interface will look like. The interface will be divided into 3 panels. As you see, the left side, it will show the thumbnail of the slides, and on the center you can see the actual slide, and on the right side, if you notice, you can see type.
Ma'am, we can't
Yes,
able
sir.
to see the shared screen, ma'am. We are seeing only the Chrome logo, ma'am. The presentation is not seen.
One second. Okay, let me. Yeah, is it visible now, sir?
No, ma'am.
Uh,
It is visible now, ma'am. It is.
Okay. So shall I go back and start from the beginning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, I'll start from here. So once you log into Mentimeter platform, this is how the interface will look. It's a very simple interface. So you can see by default, it will take you to my presentations. So all the presentations that you have created till now, it will be listed here. And if you want to create a new presentation, you just have to click new presentation, that blue color button. So just click on that, and it will ask you to enter the name of the presentation. So I will write here teacher 2020. So this is the name of the presentation, and I will click create presentation button, the blue color button here, to create the presentation. So once it is created, this is how it will, the screen will look like. It's getting, yeah. Sir, it's visible, no sir? My screen is visible, right?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see a new presentation with the name Teacher 2020. On top left corner, you can see the name of the presentation. So we are inside Teacher 2020 presentation. Now the entire interface is divided into 3 panels. The left panel will have the thumbnail of the slides. So currently there is only one slide. By default, a slide will be inserted, and you can see here. And in the center, you can see this is the actual slide. So whatever content we are adding, it will be listed here. And on the right side, if you notice, you have type. So there are many types that you can insert into the slide. Now, if you are using PowerPoint, like I told yesterday, usually we will add only images, videos, audios, text, graphics. Only those things we will be able to add. That will help students to be engaged while we are taking the class. But this platform, again, which is an interactive platform, it will help your students to interact while you are presenting the presentation. So in what all ways you can let your students to interact, you can notice the first one is popular question types. So there are 6 question types that are available for you to use. And the next one is quiz competition. If you want to conduct a quiz competition, you can conduct quiz competition. And the next one is content slides. So if you want to add some content, then you can add a heading, paragraph, bullets, images, videos, big text if you want, a quote or a number. So all of these things you can add, and then you can see advanced questions. So this also you will be able to add. Now, as I told before that we are using a free version, it definitely comes with certain restrictions. So what are the restrictions? Restrictions are in popular question types, you will be able to choose only 2 per presentation. For example, there are 6 options here. So you can go for any of the 2 types in a presentation. Again, for the next presentation, everything will be available. And this Q&A will be available for all the, like it will be available throughout. So no issues regarding this. So out of this 5, if you have used 2, then the other things will be blocked. Next one is quiz competition. In quiz competition, you can add 5 slides, either multiple choice question, or if you want your students to type the answer, you can let them type the answer. So quiz competition, only 5 slides can be added. But when it comes to content slides, there are no restrictions. You can add as many slides as you want. So there is no restriction for content slides. And again, when we talk about advanced question, this is also related with a question type. So once you have used 2, then everything will be blocked here as well. So this is the like these are the limitations, but you would be thinking that, oh my god, it has so many restrictions. Please don't worry. To take a class of 30 or 40 minutes, like whatever is available in the free version is more than enough for us to use. So now I am going to prepare few slides using all of these types to explain how you can use this. So we are currently in the first slide. So let me start with a popular question slide. So question type. So the first one I want to use is word cloud. So once I click word cloud, okay, it will take me to the content. Once you select the type, it will take you to the content where you can type the question. You can see now we are in the content tab, and it will ask you to type a question for the word cloud. Now, what is a word cloud? Suppose I am giving a question and asking everybody to give one word as an answer. So it will take that one word answer from all the participants or students, and it will generate a dynamic word cloud. So that is called as a word cloud question type. So it's asking what question you want to type for word cloud. So my question will be one word that one character I will write, one character that a teacher should have. So what is that one character you think that a teacher should have? So this is the question. Let me give a space here. Okay, no problem. Now, okay, so this is the question, and okay, so it shows, it asks, the next one is entries per participant. So each participant can enter how many entry? So if you want the participant to enter 2 words or 3 words, then you can write the number. Now I want the participants to enter only 1 word. So I am typing 1. Okay, so everybody will get to enter only 1 word for this question. Now, if you notice something, that whatever I do on the right side panel, automatically it is reflecting on the main slide. So this should give you a hint that you will not be working directly on the center slide, the middle slide. You will not be working. Every editing that you want to do, you will be doing in the right side panel only. Okay, so that you have to remember. So whatever editing you do on the right side, it will get reflected here. Now I have done with the first slide. So I have chosen the type, and I have written the content for that particular type. Now I want to add another slide. So to add another slide, I have to click on this add slide button on the left panel. You can see top left corner, add slide button is there. So once I click add slide, a blank slide is inserted. Now again, I have to choose what type of element I want to insert in this slide. So maybe for this one, I want to go for ranking. So once I click ranking, it will take me to the content where I have to type the content for this particular question type. So let me click this. It will take me to the content. Yeah. Okay. So let me scroll down. It's asking, what is your question for this ranking? So let me type the question as arrange in the order of challenge that you face during online teaching. So this is the question I want to give. Okay, so after I have typed the question, now I want, since it is ranking, I have to give some items so that the participants will be able to rank it. Okay, which one they feel is the most challenging and which one is the least challenging. So what I can do, I will just click on this item 1 box and I have to type. So maybe assessment or exam. So one option is this, and the next option, internet issues, and one more, let me give, third one, student engagement. Okay, so I have given 3 choices. Now I don't want this item 4. So in that case, what I can do, I can just click that cross mark beside the box and the item 4 will be deleted. Okay, if you want to add something, you can add as many as you want. Okay, so this is about the content for okay, this is about the content for ranking. So let me add another slide. Okay, so it says, it is asking me, you can see now every popular question types, everything is blocked except for this question and answer. So I am now restricted with popular question type. So I can go for other types, of course. Yeah, 1 second, sorry. So once you choose 2 options, it will be blocked. Now you can see. So this is I have done. So let me click again, add slide on the left panel, top left, you can see. So I will add slide. A new slide will be added. So I'm sure you're seeing I'm not doing anything on the middle panel. So every editing is happening only on the right side panel. So if you notice that popular question types, everything is blocked, but this Q&A is available, I can use it. So I will use it little later. Now that I have given 2 interactive slides for the participants, so I want to add some content. So there are many content slides that are available. So let me go for the paragraph slide. So I'll just click in the content slide. I will click paragraph. Then it will take me to the content. So it will ask me to type the content for the paragraph slide. Yeah. So it's saying that heading, what is the heading that I want to type for the paragraph? Okay, so I have to give the heading. Yeah, so I will type the heading as, suppose I'm a social teacher, so I want to talk to my students about freedom fighters. So this is the heading. As you notice that the moment I type the heading, it is reflected on the middle slide. You can see it is immediately reflected. Now the paragraph is there. So I have to type the paragraph for freedom fighter. So I'll just write freedom fighters are great personalities who fought for their country. So suppose this is the content. So I can write the content, and you can see once I write it, it is displayed here. Now below that you can see reactions. So when the students come to this particular slide, how you want them to react. So you can give any of these emojis for them to just click and respond. Now by default this heart emoji is selected. If you don't want that, I can just click on that, and if I want to give my students thumbs up, then the thumbs up will get selected and it will be displayed on the slide as you see here. So not only one, if you want to give 2, 3 also you can select. Now this is about the content slide. So let me add one more content slide. So I just have to click add slide button, blue color button, to add another slide. Okay, so now let me scroll again. You can see I want to add a content slide. So this time let me go for an image slide. So once I click that image slide, it will, I'll click again, add slide. Okay, so I'll scroll down. In content slide, I'm clicking image slide. So once I click that, it will take me to the content where it will ask me to upload the image for this particular slide. So you can see immediately it went to content tab. If you want to change, you can again click the type tab, and then again you can change another type as well. So now in content, I'm image caption. So what is the caption that I want to give? So I will just give freedom fighter. Okay, so this is the image caption, and then media layout, whether the image should be at the center or it should be as it should come as a background for the slide. So I will prefer center. So I'm just clicking center. By default anyway, it is in the center. Now the next one is media. So there should image should come here. So I have to insert an image. So I will click this drag and drop. It gives me 3 options. One is upload. Upload means I can upload from the device what I'm using. And the next one is image library. Means if I want to search an image from the library itself, which is powered by Unsplash, I can search for the image and insert from here itself. Or if I want to add some interesting GIFs, then I can go for insert a GIF from here itself. So now I want to upload an image from my device. So I'm clicking upload, and then you can see the image icon. So I will just click here, and it will allow me to choose the photo. So wherever you have saved your photo, just click and select the image. I'm sorry, since my laptop is having some problem, I am doing it from iPad today. So it may not be the same. I think you all know, just click on the image icon. A dialog box will open. So if it is saved in the desktop, go to the desktop, select the image. The image will display like this, and you will get the save button here. So once you click save button, the image will be embedded on the slide. The process is the same anyway. Even if you do from any device, the process is the same. So this is how you will be getting the image on the slide. You can see the freedom fighters we wrote. So that is coming as an image caption at the bottom. I will zoom a little. It is coming as a caption, and we selected the media layout as centered. So it is coming on the center of the screen. If I have chosen background, then it will fill the entire slide. Now I have inserted the image. If you want to edit or remove the image, you can do that. Just click edit and then edit your image. If you want to remove the image, you can remove. So if I scroll down, again, the reactions are available for this slide also. So I will give, by default, heart icon is selected. So I will also go for thumbs up. So you can see I have given
two emojis for students to react. So these emojis are very useful for you when you want to give your students, like you can give a statement and you can ask your students how many of you agree and how many of you don't agree. So in that case, you can give this thumbs down also. So that will give them, they can click and that will give you the number of people who are agreeing to your statement, the number of people who are not agreeing to your statement. Okay, now this is, you can even use it for true or false. This thumbs up and thumbs down can be used for true or false also. So you can give a statement and tell them that if you feel it is a true statement, give me a thumbs up. So they can, those students who feel it is correct, they will give the they will click on this thumbs up icon. And the students who feel it is false, the statement is false, they will click the thumbs down icon. Now I will remove it. I'll just click it and then it will get removed. Now this is about fourth slide is over. As you notice that I have used two interactive slide question types and I have used two content slide. Now again, I will click the add slide button to add another slide. Okay, so if you notice, now I have added two content slides. I have added two popular question types. Now I want to conduct a quiz competition. Let's assume the class is over. So before the class gets over, I just want to take a quiz for them to assess whether they have understood my class properly or not. So I'm just using two. You can insert a video also. You can give a heading. If you just want to give freedom fighter as heading in one slide, that also you can do. And if you want to type some big text, you can do. So all of these things you will be able to do. Now, quiz competition, I will show one example. So there are two options available. One is MCQ and one is type the answer. So if you are a math teacher, you can give a problem, ask the students to solve and type the answer. But if you are other subject teacher, then MCQ will be easy for you. So I will click on this select answer. So once I click select answer, it will take me to the content. Yeah, so you can see it took me to the content immediately. Okay, here you can see from type it shifted to content. Now it is asking me to type the question for the quiz. So I want to give the question as identify the image, identify the personality in the image. So this is the question. So in that case, I have to give my students an image and I want them to identify that personality. So how can I do that? You can see beside the question box, there is one image icon. So if I click on this image icon, you can see here, it is available here. So just click on the image icon. Again, this window will open where you can upload an image or you can take image from the library. So I will click image library and I will type here Indian currency. Okay, so actually I was looking for this Mahatma Gandhiji's photo. So if I type Indian currency, his image is coming. So what I'm doing, I'm just clicking on this picture, select the picture and it will display the picture, and click on the save button at the bottom right of the image. You can see save. Just click on the save button. So the image will be displayed to the students when this question is asked. Okay, you might be wondering the image is not there on the slide. Don't worry. If you see here beside the question only, the image is there. So identify the personality and the image will be displayed. Now options. Since this is the quiz, I have to give quiz choices for the students. So I will give the options as so and then So the next option I want to type. Yeah. And then option 3, I want to type as Nehru. Okay, so 3 options I want to type. And if I want to add, I can click on this add button and then I can add more options. Now I have the question, I have the image inserted, I have given 3 options. Since this is a question, since this is a quiz competition, I have to give the key answer as well. So I will click this one. The first one is the correct answer. So I have to check on this box so that it will be taken as the correct answer. One second. Yeah. So if you notice that you got the green color tick mark, so it means you can see on the slide as well. So for Gandhiji, we got a tick mark. Now, yeah. So if I scroll down, you can see the time. Okay, how much time you want to give your students to answer this question. So depending on the complexity of the question, you can give 15 seconds or 20, 30 seconds. If it is a math problem, you can give 16 seconds so that they can answer or solve the question and answer it. So now since this is an easy question, I will give 15 seconds. And if you see below that, faster correct answers get more points. So it means that many children will answer correctly, but the students who answer it quickly will get more points. So this will help the students to stay focused and they will try to answer the questions correctly and quickly. So they will be alert. And if you want to have some background music while the question is displayed, you can choose a background music. And the last one, if you see leaderboard. So by default, when you want to conduct a quiz competition, the leaderboard will be added by default. So what is a leaderboard? After this question, if you want to know who answered correctly and quickly, so the top 10 student names who answered correctly, then you can go for this leaderboard. If you don't want, you can remove the leaderboard as well. So if you just click the remove leaderboard, the leaderboard will be removed. But it is always better to have the leaderboard because the students will get that competitive spirit in them. Okay, so I will have the leaderboard with me. Okay, now I have added the question type. So I will add one more last slide by clicking on this add slide button at the top left corner. Yeah, you can see below 5th slide, you will be able to see leaderboard. It means that the leaderboard is added. So after the question, the leaderboard will be displayed. Now I will click add slide again to add the last slide. So I will just, so once I click again, a blank slide is added. Now this time I have shown you everything. Content slides I showed 2, quiz competition I showed 1. Okay, you can add 5 quiz, okay, as in a per slide. And the last one I want to show is question and answer. As I told, this is available for you to use anytime. So I will just click Q&A. Now it will ask me to type the content for Q&A. So you can keep this as a last slide in your presentation where you can ask your students to type their questions and get it clarified. Yeah, you can see, so it came to content and then it is asking me to type the question for question and answer. So what I want to type here is, I will tell them ask a doubt or give feedback. Okay, so this is the question I'm giving my students. So if they have any doubts, they can get it clarified during the presentation itself. Instead of asking in the Zoom chat window or Teams or Google Classroom, they can get it clarified in Mentimeter itself. Or if they don't have any doubts, they can just give the feedback. Now, here you can see whether you want to allow your audience to ask questions on all slides. No, we don't want that. We want only on question and answer slide. So the participants will be able to ask their questions only on Q&A slides. So I will leave it as it is and allow audience to see each other's question. Yes, they are allowed. And I have done with 7 slides if you notice. So the presentation is ready. As I told before, that you will be doing this before the class starts. So you have to keep your presentation ready, and so that you will be ready to share with your students during your online class. Now you can see on the top, we never saved it. So any work that you do online, automatically it will be saved. So on the top, you can see every few seconds it is showing saved. So the presentation is saved. And if you feel it is very blank and plain, okay, you want to add some colors to it, then you can click on themes here. So once I click themes, it will show many themes for me to use so that I can make the presentation little colorful and attractive. Of course, few themes will be available only for the paid version, but don't worry, whatever is available free, we will use it. So how will you know whether it is for free or paid? You can see if it is for paid version, you can notice that green color circle with a black star. It means this theme is available only for the paid people. So let's not go for this. I will go for a simple one, which is Menti Dark. I will go. So I will just select this and it will be selected. Once you click, it will be selected. I will again click on the themes. Okay, so every slide will have a black concept. Okay, so now the presentation is ready to share. So to share the presentation, what I have to do, on the top right corner, you can see share button. So once I click the share button, yeah, you can see there are 3 ways it can be shared. One is a 7-digit code is displayed here. The digit code you can see, a 7-digit code is displayed. So the students have to go to a site called menti.com. So like yesterday, the teacher website link is different and the student link is different. For teachers, you have to go to mentimeter.com because we need to create the presentation, whereas students will just join the presentation. So they just have to go to menti.com and type the 6-digit code, or you can just copy the link and paste it in the chat window. So by clicking on the link also, they can join the class, or the QR code will be generated. You can download the QR code. The students can scan the QR code and join the class. The best way to ask your students to join the class will be to share this 7-digit code. So what I'm going to do now, I will share the 7-digit code now. Okay, so what I will do, I will close this. In the chat window, I will share the 7-digit code and I will click present to start presentation. You all will be able to join. So I'm going to chat window. www.menti.com. And then, sorry, it went to some, let me click everyone. Yeah, just go to www.menti.com and then type the 7-digit code, which is 9998. 801. So teachers, I have shared it on the chat window. So you can go there and I will start presenting it, present the presentation. So you can just click menti.com and then type the 7-digit code. So I'm clicking, as a teacher, I will click the present button, which is there on my screen. So I have started getting responses. Okay, so you all should be seeing one character that a teacher should have. So you have to start from there. Okay, so
Madam,
patience.
we couldn't see that screen.
Sir, now you will be connecting to the student view, no sir. You will be going to menti.com and you will be typing. The share screen is not visible, you mean to say?
Yeah, your screen is not visible.
Oh, okay. Let me connect again. Sir, is it visible?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. So I am getting the word cloud. So very beautiful words I'm getting. Very nice to see. Punctuality, patience, commitment, empathy, hardworking, dedication, polite, innovative, strong work ethic, discipline, responsibility, love for students. Yeah, so loyal and learning. Smile. Yeah, that's a good one. Share the knowledge. Yes, and learning, hardworking, good knowledge in the subject, innovation, innovative. So every word that I'm telling, I'm every word is typed by one teacher, which is coming as a word cloud on the teacher's screen. So you would be wondering how, as a teacher, I am able to see. So after we finish this one, I will show how, as a teacher, I was seeing the screen. So it is very nice. Till now, 47 responses. Can we have? I'll wait for some more time for the others to also contribute. And commitment, honesty, good knowledge in the subject. So love for students, yes, I'm getting responses. So loyal, okay. Perseverance, okay. So every word that I'm telling, somebody must have typed it. Okay, if you are writing their name, hello, and all, hi, and all you're writing, no, you should actually read the question and type. Now, those who have done with the task, you can see that you are not able to go to the next slide. Now, I have to move to the next slide. Only then all of us will be going to the next one. So let me go to the next one. Hardworking, attractive. Okay. So since I gave one, everybody will be able to type one response and you will be able to submit. So okay, sorry. Okay, so the next question you must be seeing, arrange in the order of challenge that you face during online teaching. So if you want your students to rank something, then you can go for this particular question type and it will show which one, we will see which one the teachers are finding it most challenging and which one is the least challenging. So we will see lots of things are happening. So 22 responses I got till now. So as of now, the most challenging is internet issue and the least challenging is assessment and exam. So 43 responses, 50 now. So let's wait for 10 more people to answer. So if you want to give your students rank in the order of, then you can give any question related to that. So it's 58 now. So once I move to the next slide, everybody will be going to the next slide to ensure that we are all on the same page. Otherwise, I will be in the second slide and one student will be on 5th slide or 6th slide. So to avoid that, the control is completely in the hands of the teacher. So 60 responses till now. Okay, few more, 61. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. Now this is the content slide. So as a social science teacher, if I want to talk, tell my students who are freedom fighters, I can talk about them. So any topic, whichever subject or topic you are taking, you can just use this paragraph slide. So I am getting the thumbs up also. So I will know that 42 students are with me now, giving me thumbs up. Okay. So 48 thumbs up I got. Very good. So let me go to the next one. So the next one is the image slide. Okay. Now as a teacher again, I can talk about each and every personality. So as you notice that you cannot add multiple images in one slide like how we do in PowerPoint. So if you want to have many images in one slide, it's better to make it like a collage, like how I have done, and then insert it. Okay, so I'm getting few are clicking on heart, few are clicking on thumbs up. So just to ensure that you are all there with me. Now, 2 content slides over. So as a teacher, I can talk. There are no restrictions for the number of content slides you use. As many content slides you can use, no issues. Now let me go to the next one, which is a quiz competition. So waiting for play. Please, teachers, write your correct name and join. Please write your correct name and join. So 60 have joined. So let me start the quiz. Okay, so sorry. Okay, can you join again? Okay. Okay, 62 have joined. Okay, it's taking me to the leaderboard. 1 second, because it is touch screen. I'm not able to. Yes. So answer fast to get, you can see the picture has come. You will get only 15 seconds to answer the question. So the timer will be running. So the image is there, you have to answer. Okay, 2 more seconds, 1 second, and time's up. So in my screen, it will show 61 have answered correctly. Okay, that's very good to know. So let me go to the leaderboard to see who have done correctly. So I don't know, Femila ma'am, Paramaselvi ma'am, Sonal ma'am, Aruna ma'am, Suryakala ma'am, Anil Kumar sir, Jaya ma'am, Muttu sir, Pramod sir, and Sadhan. Okay, it's written in Hindi. Okay, so Femila ma'am, I think. So she is on the top, and the other names that I read, these are all the top 10 members on the leaderboard. So as a teacher, I will be knowing that who all came on the top, and if we read out their names, the student will be happy that okay, I am on the top 10. And the students who didn't come on the top 10, they will, you can tell them, okay, next question, come on, the other children can do well and answer the questions quickly and correctly. So let me go to the next one now. Okay, so you can ask a doubt or give a feedback. So here itself, I will be able to see amazing class. Yeah, this is the last question. So you can either, this is a very good idea to have it as a last slide. So before they leave, you can tell your students, if you have any doubts, ask your doubt, or you can leave. Just give a feedback and leave, you can tell. So very useful session, good and nice, excellent session, superb session. Okay, very interesting, wonderful presentation. Wow, class, great class. Okay, is there any restriction? Yeah, let me click on that and read properly. How to make video? Okay, I will tell you that. I can show you that, how you can add a video. Okay, somebody was asked. Okay, yeah. So I got 50 responses till now. So 50 people have asked me. So since I'm using the iPad, I'm not, otherwise you can just scroll and it will show every feedback given by your students. And you can also see others' feedback as well. So let me scroll little slowly. Okay, so I know I'm not able to go through that. Maybe later you can unmute and we can do it. So let me go back to the, so this is how 60 people have submitted your question. I hope you understood how you can communicate, how you can ask your students to get their doubts also clarified. So if you all can come back to the Zoom session, I will show how it was displayed for the teacher. So 70 people have interacted in the question and answer slide. So I just want to go back. Okay, 75 have answered me question. Yeah, I got it now. Okay, you can see a small arrow will be there. You can just click on that arrow and it will help you to scroll. Yeah, see now I'm able to do. So I'm able to scroll one by one. If you're on my screen, if you're on Zoom screen, sir, my screen is visible, sir.
No, ma'am,
Yes.
your screen is not visible.
The thing is that that Mentimeter screen, you are in that screen.
Yes, sir. Mentimeter screen only. Ask a doubt or give feedback. That screen.
Yes. Yeah, that is visible. Yes.
Yes. So you can see 7 by, okay, I'll just make it. So you can see 7 by 80 have answered this question and answer slide. And I can, okay. So you can, I can just click on a small arrow which is coming here and it will show me 2 of 79, 3 of 79. So I'm able to go through each and every response or the question or the feedback submitted by the teacher. So you can see these were the feedback. So I can just click and scroll. So this way you can also get a feedback, or if they ask any doubt, you can get it clarified here itself. So let me go back. I will stop the presentation and I will take you to the screen where we can see how it was coming for the teacher. So please come back here. So, usually if we press escape key, it will stop the presentation and you will be able to come. But now since I'm using iPad, I'm like going back one by one. Let me. So I will show how the. Let me open a new window. Yeah, so let me go to my presentation. So if you are using a laptop, then you can just system, then you can just press escape, and it will come out of your presentation. And I will just show now what all you can do after your presentation. Yeah, you can see Teacher 2020. So let me just click on that. So like yesterday in Nearpod, you can download the report. Okay, so I will just present now. You don't need to you can just watch the screen. Whatever input you gave, see how it got populated on my screen. So this is how I was seeing. So this is the word cloud that you can give your students. You can use it for any brainstorming. Before you start the class, it is a very good thing for brainstorming. So you will get lot of inputs from your students. So this is the word cloud question type. And the next one, you can see arrange in the order of challenge. So I will come to know internet issue is the most challenging, and conducting assessment exam is the least challenging. And third slide, this is how I was able to see. And freedom fighter. So this is just a content slide. And you can see at the bottom, maybe I can maximize it. See, you can see at the bottom 25 and 35. So the responses from the students. And this is the quiz competition. Okay, so it gives me a clear picture. 61 have answered correctly and nobody answered wrong. And so the next one was the leaderboard. Okay, so somebody was asking, I couldn't understand about the leaderboard. See, whenever you insert a quiz competition slide, by default, this slide will be added. So it will just show who came on the top. So you can see all the names are listed here. That's how I was able to see who were all very attentive, who answered all the question correctly. So for every slide, you can have this leaderboard. After every slide, you can have this leaderboard and you can take out their names. So the students also will be happy. They will feel being part of your class. So you can see Femilove ma'am. So she got 987 points. So she's the topper. So the next one is Paramaselvi ma'am. Now let me go back again. So this is a ask a question, ask a doubt or a feedback. So I was able to just click on this and see, you can see a small arrow. You can see this arrow will be there here. So you can just click on that arrow and it will take you up and down. So you can just scroll. Okay. Yeah, you can scroll and you can see all the submissions. So you can see 87 people have submitted. So I can just click on the small arrow which is coming here and I will be able to scroll. So this is how the teacher will be viewing when the students are participating in the class. Now I will show once this is done, I will just show you again how to generate the report, how to download the report. You would be thinking that now the presentation which we prepared, it is completely filled with data. Now if you want to again present it to your students, then what you can do, so you can go back to your presentation. So I'll just go back to your presentation. And since it is filled with data and you want to, if you have another class where you want to present it again, then how you will be able to do, because it has data already. So in that case, what you can do, you can download the report and reset the results so that the presentation will be ready for the next class. So I'll just show you online class. Yeah, Teacher 2020. On the first slide, it will show. Okay, so let me click on the first slide. You can see here download result. So once I click download result button on the right panel, I'm showing. So once I click download result, the entire PPT will be downloaded in the form of PDF or image. As you wish, you can download and keep it. And then next to that, you can see reset results. So what happens when I click reset result, the results, whatever is there, because it is already every slide is having data now. If you want to use it for the next class of students, then you have to reset result. Before that, don't forget to download, because it will be like an evidence that you did this activity with your students. So after you download the result can be downloaded in the form of PDF or image. Then you can reset the result. Once you click reset result, it is asking you want to reset result for this slide or for all slides in your presentation. So only this slide result should be reset or all slides. I have to reset all slides because if I want to use it for the next class of students, so I will click all slides option and I will click the reset results blue color button here. So what happens? All the data that is there in the presentation will be erased, and the presentation will be again fresh and new for the teachers to use. So again it is ready, so you can share it with your students. Now yesterday in Nearpod I told at a time only 40 students can participate, but when it comes to Mentimeter, 2000 or 3000 participants can join at the same time. So there are no restrictions for the number of presentations that you create in Mentimeter. So no storage issues. Yesterday I told only 50 MB is allowed and all. But here there are no restrictions for the number of slides, number of presentations you make, or the number of students who participate in your presentation. So only restrictions are the number of question types that you can use. Only there you will have restrictions. Otherwise, you are like you can share with as many students as you want. So that's it from my side. You can see the data is erased and everything is like fresh and new now. So the same presentation, you can use it for your next class of students. Yes, I can clarify your doubts in the chat. Can we use in Google Classroom? Yes, ma'am. It is independent of the platform you are using. See how I shared in Zoom. You can just ask your students to go to menti.com and then share the 7-digit code with them. So they just have to open their browser, type menti.com and enter their 7-digit code that you have shared. Sapna ma'am, you have asked how to combine students of 2 sections when they are more than 40 in Nearpod. Ma'am, I think this is yesterday's doubt. So yesterday, if you remember, I showed that you can duplicate a Nearpod lesson. So when you duplicate, you will get 2 copies of the same lesson. So what you can do, you can launch both the lessons at the same time, and you can tell A section students join with this code, B section students join with this code. So you can divide your A section and B section students as well, and parallelly you will be running 2 Nearpod lessons. So that's it, ma'am. It's very simple once you start doing it. So definitely you will not have a class more than 80. So if you have 2 sections, then do it this way. You can tell them that, or you divide them in the roll number. So 1 to 40, use this code. 40 to 80, use the other code. Okay, Jaya ma'am, how many participants we can share? Ma'am, there is no restriction. As I told, 2000 or 3000 people can join the Mentimeter session at the same time. Can we add our explanation in the content slide? Lily ma'am, yes ma'am, that's what I did. Whatever explanation you want to write, you can write in the content slide. So since I took the example of freedom fighter. Yes, sir.
Can we rearrange the slides, madam?
Yes, sir, definitely. You want me to show that?
It's a doubt from one of the participants.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I will show that, sir. How to rearrange, how to delete, everything I will show. Just let me share my screen. Okay, so if you see here, okay, sir, here it is not coming properly. Okay, suppose once I select the slide, you can see the delete icon is there. Maybe I'll zoom out. So delete icon you can see, and you can see the copy. You can copy. If you want to edit, you can edit. The pencil is there. If you want to reorder the slide, so you can just click on this arrow, and then you can just drag it and place it on top, sir. So here now I'm using iPad, so without mouse I'm finding it little difficult. Otherwise it's you can do it. So this is the way. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
here it
madam.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, I can choose first position. You can see it will move to the first position.
Madam, is it,
Otherwise if, yes sir.
yes, is it possible to yesterday we can embed like PowerPoint slides into this one, madam?
No sir, you cannot,
Okay.
because that is available only for the paid version. You can have it. Otherwise you need to create the slides here.
Okay, madam. Okay. The language, madam, the language, changing of the language, the same thing, no, madam, like Nearpod.
Yes, yeah, like last time, sir. Today also few have written in other language. So language is not a restriction. You can use any language. They just have to use the Google input tools, select the language and just type. That's it. You can see now the first one came arranged in the order. After that, the word cloud came. So you can rearrange the slides. You can delete the slides. You can add as many slides as you want. No restrictions here. Any other doubts, sir? Sir, any other doubt?
Madam, can we add video in it, madam?
Yes,
External
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One second. Maybe I will. I can just show that once. If so, you just click add slide. I'll just show where it is. Okay, so you just have to. It will ask for the URL of the video. So if it is YouTube, then they can just copy the link and paste the link, sir. That's it.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, I can show, sir, if you want. So I have added a slide. You can see video. So I will just click on that video, select the content. A video slide will be in the content slide. Once I select the video, it will take me to the, it took me to the content. I can write here solar system video and just paste the URL. If the
But your
video is
screen is
in
not
your
visible,
Google
madam, for
Drive.
us.
Oh, okay. Whenever I change, I think it is going. Sir. 1 second, sir.
Yes, as madam told, yes, it is possible to rearrange the slides also. And yes, and like you, the import in the sense import is for paid version. And
Yeah,
yes,
because you
we
can see
can,
that green color circle. So it is.
yes, green color, it's a paid version. And yes, you can share the particular slide also, because you are the one, we are going to give the option of sharing the slides. If you want, you can skip the slide. If you want, you can share the slide. So that's it.
Sir, my screen is visible now.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Oh, okay, so now you can see I have inserted a video slide from content, and I can type the heading for the video and just paste the link and click add button. The video will be embedded in the slide. That's it, sir.
In the text, can we add like scripts, madam, over symbols in the chemistry and mathematics, for chemistry and mathematics in the text box? Can we add those things, madam?
Where, sir, in the quiz? Sir, where you're asking, sir?
Madam, when you type some questions,
Huh.
if for example, like a square plus b square, likewise,
Oh,
superscript.
okay. Okay, sir. That is not possible here, sir.
Okay. Then those things that they can paste, copy and paste it, no, madam, the question.
That they
That we
can
can
do.
do. That
Yeah,
we can.
you can.
Yes.
Yeah, you can type it in Word document and they can just copy paste here. That will
Yes.
be possible.
Yes. Madam, thank you very much, madam. Actually, a small announcement to all the participants that actually madam's laptop has been corrupted and it has been it has gone with the technical glitches. So she couldn't come up with her laptop, and she has used last minute. She has used her iPad, and she was using the iPad. So that was the issue with that thing. That was the issue with the thing. So so even though, madam, the session was very superb, it was very crystal clear like yesterday. Thank you. We had some technical glitches, but we can understand the thing, but still that the session was very superb. Thank you on behalf of all the parties.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you. Over to you, sir, Prasanna sir. So over to you, the founder of the CareMax Foundation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can give your valedictory address, and we can get a feedback from any few of the participants, and we can end the sessions.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. Now, I would like to hear some feedback from participants. Is anyone willing to give a feedback? Please put your message in the chat box so that I can unmute yourself. Srinivas also. 1 second, sir. I will unmute. Yes, sir. Now you can unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the, wonderful sessions. Actually, these are very interesting. I am dealing online classes, but the thing is, I don't know whether the students, they are following it or not. By using these techniques, that is my Mentimeter and Nearpods, I can assess the students now up to some limit. Okay, so it is very in fact, I am following UTA for the past 5 months, and I have attended one of the session that is organized by CareMax Foundation regarding that micro PowerPoint techniques. So that is also a wonderful session. Okay, so thank you, the CareMax Foundation and UTA, okay, for this wonderful sessions. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you for your valuable feedback, sir. And I can see that is there any link for submitting the feedback? Yes, now I will post a WhatsApp group link so that you can join the group. It is a group formed by the CareMax Foundation for educators and teachers across the nation and across the world, so that you can post your ideas, your thoughts regarding the online teaching, and that is especially during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown of schools. Am I audible to everyone? I think someone is.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
are
You
you
are
are audible.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I will share the link with you.
If somebody want to give feedback, you can give your feedback by raising your hand or just pinning the message in the chat box, so that we will unmute you, please.
Sir, I think Rajagopalan sir wants to speak from Karaikal.
Yes, ma'am. Now I will unmute, sir.
And Ashit sir also, I think he has raised hands.
Hello, very good evening, sir.
Yes,
I am
sir.
Rajagopalan MR from Karaikal. I attend both the session. It is a very wonderful session. During online classes, the Mentimeter and Neuropad is good for us to teach. It is very nice, wonderful session by ma'am. And also, I also thank the officials who arranged this webinar, and it is very useful, sir. Thank you for your, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sapna
Thank you,
madam?
sir.
Good evening, all. I'm Sapna from Thrissur, Kerala. I'm really very much thankful to Ramya ma'am. Like I've been, this is the third session that I'm attending of Ramya ma'am. Like we had a app creation, excellent explanation, ma'am. So even
Thank you, ma'am.
Nearpod.
Thank you.
Today we have a session with our other teachers where I'm going to share with my knowledge that I gained yesterday from Nearpod, ma'am. So excellent
Oh,
session.
that's great, ma'am.
Thank you.
Great to
Thanks
hear.
a lot. Again, I also extend my thanks to CareMax Foundation who organized a webinar for all our teachers. It's actually a need of our, during this COVID-19, we are facing a lot of problems with online teaching. And we are very happy that UTA has given us such a big platform to gain knowledge, especially with respect to the ICT. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Prasanna sir?
Sir, is there anyone to share the feedback, sir?
No, sir. No, sir. We can can we make a small announcement to the participants and we can end this meeting, sir?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, yes. And all the certificates will be provided to you around 22nd of this month at 5 p.m. Around 5 p.m. before 5 p.m. of 22nd, that is on Tuesday, you will be getting your certificate.
So can I start, sir?
And the feedback link will also be provided in the WhatsApp group, and you can give your feedback link, and the certificates will be provided to you in the respective mail IDs. It will be sent to you to the mail IDs, the participation certificate. And now I request the founder and chairman of this CareMax Foundation to give his valuable valedictory address, and at last we can end our session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Again, I would like to thank you all for attending this workshop. Thank you, ma'am, for making this workshop as a wonderful session.
Thank
And
you, sir.
actually, I would like to brief sometimes I would like to brief about CareMax Foundation. It is a youth organization. Actually, we are all so youngsters. We are still doing our college studies, and we are still lacking experience. And we are more concerned about the remote area students, those who are unreached. Our ultimate goal is to reach the unreached, like the students who is not able to get a proper education from the remote areas. We would like to concentrate much on them. So as a student, I would like you all to guide us in a wonderful way to reach our goal. And I would like to thank UTA Universal Teacher Academy for helping and guiding us to conduct such an awesome workshop under the education domain. And I would like to thank Ramya Shira ma'am for sparing her valuable time and sharing her precious knowledge. And she has explained around two applications, that is a Nearpod and a Mentimeter, that how we can effectively utilize the free version to make the students engage much. And thank you very much. And I shared the WhatsApp group link in the chat box. so that you can join the WhatsApp group. You can share the ideas, whatever you have. You can guide us, and I would like you all to guide us in a wonderful way so that we can achieve our goal, that to reach the unreached. And I would like to thank you all once again on behalf of CareMax Foundation and the Universal Teachers Academy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to all the participants, and thanks to CareMax for this opportunity to share my expertise. And thanks to UTA for all these initiatives. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, we can end, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.